Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the November 2021 election, focusing on the governor races in Virginia and New Jersey. And a lot of people are really happy that the Democrat lost in Virginia, that the Republican won. And people are also very happy that in New Jersey that the race is so close in a state that normally goes, all Democrat. Okay, so me looking at this situation, it actually terrifies me because when I look at the situation, it's like in Virginia, 48% of the people voted for the Democrat after they've spent a year pretty much destroying this country. How on earth did 48% of the population vote for a Democrat? I have a really hard time, justifying that in my head. I mean, how worse does it have to get before people walk away from the Democrat Party, right? I thought in my lifetime this is the worst that this country has ever been. Okay, and I'm 49 years old. This is the worst I have ever seen. This is the most amount of economic instability, of price instability, of inflation I have seen in my lifetime. So, you know, given that, how on earth did 48% of the population vote for a Democrat in Virginia? Now, I'm just trying to justify this, or trying to not justify, trying to understand it. And I understand that the teachers' unions supported the Democrat, right? Because first of all, he outright said that he was going to give them more money. He said that he was going to make them the highest paid teachers in the country. So basically, that's a form of bribery. Um, so that's one part of it, right? So he's got the teachers' unions. The Democrat in Virginia had the teachers' union, and that's also a problem here in Pennsylvania, right? Because the teachers' union here is also responsible for having a Democrat governor here. I think that teachers' union has way too much power. They're definitely a threat. The way you break that up is you privatize the schools, right? Or through school choice, because if you have a lot of small independent schools, they are individually going to hire the best teachers. They're not necessarily going to hire out of the teachers union. They're going to hire just good teachers. So that would take power away from the teachers union. So that's the solution to that problem. Okay, but that's part of it, because there's only so many teachers in the state. Um, so again, the problem is, how do you get 48% of the people in the state, or almost 50% of the people in the state, to vote for a Democrat? The other uh, component of this is all the people on welfare, right? Because basically, the Democrats bribe poor people to vote for them through welfare, right? Um, so that's the other component, right? And in fact, they have been increasing the amounts of payments that people on welfare have been getting. Okay, I'm an accountant. I interact with a lot of people, so I have a good idea of what people at different levels make if they're getting welfare, how much they're getting. So a family of five 2 years ago was getting, like, let's say, $700. Um, a month for welfare, for food payments, for food supplemental payments. So that was like $700 for a family of five. Um, in Now in 2021, that same family is getting $900 as of last month, and this month they've raised it up to $1,000. So that's the reason why the people on welfare really aren't impacted so much by the inflation, is because the Democrats are giving them money. Okay, um, but again, I think there's only so many of them. Only so many people I think are getting welfare. I don't think that people on welfare plus teachers unions is going to add up to 50% of the population. So I'm trying to figure out where does the rest of it come to. Now, granted, you're going to get, let's say, 20% of the population that maybe is, completely lefty loony, right? The absolute communists. Granted, okay, they're there, they're nuts, they're crazy. Those people are unfixable. Um, but again, I don't think we're adding up to 50% of the population. So where's the balance come from? I don't know for sure, but I suspect that there's still a lot of voter fraud, voter cheating in the cities. Okay, in Virginia, a large part of the votes that came in were through the mail-in ballots. So again, that's a big vulnerable area. Where you don't know where these ballots are coming from. You don't know if these are real people. You don't know if they're dead people. You don't know if they're still in the state. So I think voter fraud is a big component, because it makes absolutely no sense to me that in 2021, after everybody's had a chance to see how terrible the Democrats are, how inflationary our money has become, right? It's basically garbage. I can't believe that people would still be, you still 50% of the population would still be voting for Democrats. I have a real hard time understanding that. And I did post around to a couple of places where I know that Democrats, frequent, to kind of see what kind of feedback I would get. And I asked him, how is it possible that 50% of the population would vote for a Democrat, given how terrible everything is? The response that I'm getting from them is that they think everything is beautiful. They tell me, look at the stock market, look how high it is. The stock market's inflationary, right? The price of a stock is based on the company's assets, right? And how much money they're going to make. Well, everybody, I have assets, I have different businesses, right? The price, like if I was going to sell my trucks, hell yeah, I'm going to sell it for a lot more now than I would have, a year or two ago, because of inflation, right? Same thing, what I charge my customers, it's almost doubled from what I would charge like 2 years ago, all right? So that's all inflationary. I'm not actually making more money because I'm also spending more money, okay? So the stock market is 100% completely inflationary, but which is different than, let's say, 2 years ago, right, or even a year ago when Trump was president, because you had stock market going up, but you didn't have this high rate of inflation. So that was like, that increase in value was due to actual prosperity, right? Now we've got an increase in value of the stock market, but that's completely due to just more money printing, which is just raising the price of everything. Your revenues are going up, your expenses are going up by the same amount, so you're not actually making any more money. So that's that on the stock market. Anytime somebody tries to tell you, hey, look how the stock market's doing, right? The stock market's doing terrible, right? In fact, if you consider, let's say, from last year to this year, right, a lot of gas, let's look at gas. Gas has almost doubled, right? Well, stock market hasn't doubled, right? So a lot of your expenses have doubled, but the stock market, it hasn't gone up by the same amount. So you're actually making less money. The value of your personal assets has actually decreased relative to the price of expenses, what it costs to maintain your assets. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of put that out there, just because a lot of people are looking at this, at the governor's races in Virginia and New Jersey, and they're thinking we're winning, or rather the Democrats are losing, that they're losing their grip on power. I don't see that happening. I'm actually a lot more scared. I'm terrified by the fact that they were still able to get 50% of votes, right? Whether they be real votes or fictional votes, they got almost 50% of the votes. That really scares me going forward. So a couple of things for you guys to think about. Drop some comments below. If you're not a member of the channel, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys soon.